Welcome to Catekids Reading Room. So this is Catekids Reading Room, episode number 9. And I got a number of comments, what happened to the kids? Well, I decided to bring them back to show you that nothing has happened to them. They're still here. I just had to record those videos very late at night, and they were in their beds. So I've been doing some Catechid Reading Room episodes now about the attributes of God. And Lucy, or Lewis, what is an attribute of God?
Like when someone...
What's an attribute?
Like when Lewis hits Calvin and then Calvin comes and said, "Hey, I'll take that punishment for you."
Oh, that's a substitute. What's an attribute? Do you know what an attribute of God is?
An attribute is like telling someone about God what he did.
Oh yeah, it's like what God is like a characteristic. Like what is Lucy like? What's a characteristic or attribute of Lucy?
She's like a human.
She's a human? That's very good. Lucy, what's an attribute of Lewis or characteristic? What's Lewis like?
He helps.
He helps? So Lewis is helpful? Are you helpful, Lewis? Yeah. What's another attribute of Lucy?
That she has bones.
She has bones. Okay. So those are physical. You have bones. Do you have bones, Lucy?
Yeah.
Can you show the camera your bones? Bones. Yep. She's got some bones. Well, we've been learning about the attributes of God. And so we're going to recite the catechism question we did last week, which is, it's from the Westminster Shorter Catechism, question number 4. And the question is, what is God? So Lewis and Lucy, can you repeat after me? God is a spirit.
God is a spirit.
Infinite.
Infinite.
Eternal.
Eternal.
And unchangeable.
And unchangeable.
In his being.
In his being.
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Power.
Power.
Holiness.
Holiness.
Justice.
Justice.
Goodness and truth.
Goodness and truth.
That's a lot, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So should we sing the song?
Yeah.
All right, let's do the song.
What is God? God is a spirit, infinite, eternal, and unchangeable. In his being, wisdom, power, holiness, justice, goodness, and truth.
All right, now that we worked on that catechism question again, let's focus on one particular attribute of God. Last week it was God is infinite. This week it's God is eternal. So what does it mean that God's eternal? What do you think it means that God is eternal?
Well, that he has power.
Well, God is eternal is actually about the fact that God has never had a birthday and he'll never have a funeral. Because God is without beginning or end. So God is eternal. Can you repeat this definition after me? God has no beginning.
God has no beginning.
And no end.
And no end.
He is forever.
He is forever.
What is the first thing you remember? Babies don't remember much. So your earliest memory might be from when you were 4 or 5 years old. Ask the person reading this book about their earliest memory. They might have to think way back to when they were little. You might not remember when you were born, but your mom definitely remembers that day. You were loved from the beginning. And even though you don't remember it, your family probably has pictures of that big day. God is different. He is uncreated or self-existent, meaning he did not have a beginning. Did you also know that God has no end? He always was and always will be. He is eternal. That means he is forever and ever and ever and ever, and all the evers you can think of. Have you ever been to a parade or seen one on TV? Marching bands, giant balloons, and people tossing candy walk down the street waving at the crowds. In cities, some people might watch a parade from the top of tall buildings to get the best view. Imagine you are in the marching band. Which instrument would you want to play? If you were marching in the parade, you couldn't see the front of the parade or the back of the parade. You could only see the people right next to you. Now imagine you are one of the people watching the parade from the top of a very tall building. From up high, You can see the entire parade, front, middle, and back. We are like the person in the marching band, only able to see what is happening right around us. But God is like the person watching the parade from way up high. He is above time and can see the beginning, the middle, and the end. God has the best view, so we can trust He knows what happens next. And because God is eternal, you have eternal life. Everyone who believes in Jesus will live forever with God. Our life on earth has a beginning and an end, but our life in heaven with God has no end. We get to love God and be loved by Him forever. All right, now that we worked on learning that attribute, that God is eternal, let's work on memorizing a verse that talks about how God is eternal. So we're going to memorize Psalm 90, verse 2. So you guys repeat after me, okay? Before the mountains were brought forth, or ever you had formed the earth and the world, from everlasting to everlasting, you are God.
You are God.
All right, so to help you work on memorizing that verse, we are going to work on a song that is according.
Before the mountains were brought forth, or ever you had formed the earth and the world, from everlasting to everlasting, you are God. From everlasting to everlasting, you are God.
All right, now that we worked on Psalm 90, verse 2, so you've remembered that catechism question we worked on, what is God? Then we looked at what does it mean that God is eternal? So what does it mean that God's eternal again?
I don't know. Forgot.
Forgot. God is eternal. So He has no
He has no end.
end and no
Female.
no birthday, no beginning, right? Okay.
You lose.
And then we did Psalm 90, verse 2. So keep on working on those things as you learn some of the attributes of our wonderful and amazing God. And so we're going to sign off for now, but we'll see you on the next episode of Catekids Reading Room. Can you say goodbye? Can you say goodbye to everyone?
Noggin. See ya.
Bye.
Thank you, Catekids.
God is a spirit, infinite, eternal.